Hey guys, it's me. I cut my hair yesterday, and I was very proud of myself. Although I have curly hair, so somewhat curly hair, so I can make mistakes and you can't see them. So that was kind of cool. But I looked up a bunch of videos on how to do that. You know, that wedge cut where it's like really short in the back, and then you know, the sides kind of go down and then whatever. And my hair is really thin. I don't know if it's medicine or whatever, but I've been losing a lot of hair. So anyway, my hair is kind of thin right now, and so I wanted something that wasn't going to look so, I don't know. I just wanted something different. So anyway, I did this, and now I'm like sweating from being outside, but it's kind of fun. It's fun to play with, and you can do whatever you want. So I mean, like, you can put the long strands here, you can cut them off, they can be a little lopsided, you know, which is kind of fun because I'm kind of liking just doing my own thing. I've gotten to the point where I you know, I'm not following all the traditional rules of, you know, what grandma used to say. I put a third piercing in my ears all by myself, and got a tattoo, and gave myself a cool haircut or whatever. Just because, you know, life is short, and there's just too much crap going on. So we gotta do fun things. And so, you know, it's kind of like after I get done with one thing, I go, okay, what's next? You know? So I put makeup on today, and I thought, I'll do a video so I can tell other people, you know, what would be something fun for you to do? Because, you know, half of us are concerned about COVID, and the other half are concerned about the economy, and some are concerned about both. And I mean, we're just living in kind of we're living in a crazy time. And so I feel like we all have to find something fun to do, and with ourselves, you know, just you know, or you know, maybe you can't hang out with friends or something, so text them, you know, call them. I call people, I'm on the phone forever, so I try to text because I'm a talker. So shocking. So anyway, so I thought it was kind of fun to do this, and of course, I don't really have any product. I need to get some product so I can make it do some like really cool stuff, you know. I don't have any. If you know of a good product, let me know, because I'm like, you know, back in the 80s where you used to get just the little stupid thing of gel that sticks, that's sticky. I need something cool. I need some cool product. Not super expensive, just something, you know, something in the $10 range, small, whatever. A little more than $10 is good. Up to $20, I won't go there. But anyway, so I'm not able to wear any necklaces or anything because for some reason my skin hurts to touch, and that may have something to do with my vaccination. I don't know. But I have fibro, so I have nerve issues. You know, I say fibro on every single video, sorry. But it's, you know, a part of my life every day. And anyway, so my nerves are like my neck is, I can't. So I have to like get up in the morning and try to figure out what the softest possible clothes to wear. That's why I'm always wearing pajamas, because clothing hurts. Like, jeans hurt, and they leave like marks on me, and you know, like literally like marks that literally have to heal. So I mean, even tight underwear or, you know, whatever can cause a mark that has to heal, so it's getting challenging. Today I'm not having a great day, but I'm trying to push through. So I don't feel great today, but I'm trying to push through. And my husband can appreciate that probably. I'm going to do some laundry, and I'm going to try not to nap. That's the challenge, because yeah, naps. I wake up from naps and I feel absolutely awful, so I try not to nap. But I was just thinking, I did this kind of fun thing with my hair, and I mean, I don't encourage you to cut your own hair, because especially if you have like really, really straight hair. I think really, really straight hair would be hard to cut, but if you've got curly hair, just go for it, but cut long, and maybe dry cut, because once it dries and springs up, you may have no hair on your head. So just anyway, go with whatever you think. But I thought this was fun. It's kind of neat. And it was kind of like the back of my hair has like weird calyx, and so I just layered the back, so it's like really short and layered in the back, but in the front. So I took anything from here to behind the ears on the front, and that is, that's a completely different cut than what's kind of in the back, but it all kind of goes together. So I don't know. I'm crafty, I'm creative, so I've cut my hair for, ever since Alex was a baby. So I think every time I went to the salon, I would tell them, please don't cut off a lot of hair, and they would just chop it off, and I was mad every time. And not only that, but they do the thing where, my hair is thin, and so, I mean, it looks like I have more hair than I have, but my hair is really thin, so if you just drag a comb through it, you're just going to break it all off. And so, when you go to a salon and you go to a stylist who has this attitude of, just right through the hair, and then has this thing they always say to me is, well, if it breaks off, it's meant to come off. And I'm like, not with my hair. It's perfectly healthy hair. You're breaking it off. You're just ripping it out of my head because it tangles like crazy. So don't do that, but they never listen to me. So I've just stopped going to a salon a long time ago because I couldn't find anybody who would listen to me and not give me the little snooty, I know what I'm doing thing. And I was like, I know my hair. And so I remember the best one was when my mom went, and she, my mom, she did her hair all the time, and she went to the salon, and they were going to color her hair, and she told the lady, she says, my hair takes like that, so don't leave it in very long. And the lady goes, yeah, I know, I've been doing this for years. And she fried my mom's hair. My mom was so mad, but the lady wouldn't listen to her. And so it was like, mom came home and her hair was just completely broken. And I mean, it looked like this, and she didn't cut it this way intentionally. And she was so upset. It took her forever. She had to go with they had to cut all her hair off. She had a boy haircut for a while. She was so mad. And because they didn't want to listen to her, because they were like, yeah, and she was like, no, I know my hair, So anyway, I thought that was just, so I just don't have anybody cut my hair for like forever. And, anyway, so, and, I cut my son's hair, I cut my husband's hair, and, cut all my kids' hair and everything, but, fortunately, I don't have to do that anymore. I think my husband's wanting to go get some, like, crazy cool style. When I started talking about wanting to cut my hair, he instantly goes into, well, I was thinking, because he's a copycat. And anyway, so he's wanting to do this, like, you know, kind of shaved underneath thing, the undercut. And I was like, I can't do that. Sorry, you're going to have to go somewhere because that has to be done right. And anything that has to do with a shaver, I'm not good at. So I everything I do is with scissors and stuff. So, and I have a son who has like crazy thick hair. And it's crazy curly too. So he's got like my dad's hair. And so if my dad would have grown his hair out, my dad would have had ringlets, which is what Alex has right now. And it's just so cool. You could like go and just like, it's, I mean, if I straightened his hair, which there's no way you could do, but if I did straighten his hair would be longer than mine. But it looks so cute because he's got these ringlets all over his head. And I know he probably wants me to cut it, but I really don't want to. I really want to just kind of watch him walk around with his hair like that. Anyway, oh, and you know, it got me to thinking about, so I was talking to a girl that we met a few weeks ago, and she has this gorgeous long red hair, just super long, gorgeous red hair. And she told me something that I thought was really interesting because it happened to another friend of mine. And she said, you know, like the different things about redheads is that, like, for instance, when they go under for any kind of operation or something, it's hard to keep them under anesthesia. And I was like, seriously? I said, that happened to a friend of mine. She woke up during her surgery, 2 different surgeries. She woke up, she goes, oh yeah, it's a redhead thing. She said the doctors should have known that. You know, it's a redhead thing. And so they had to put it on Tammy's chart, you know, make sure she's under. And I didn't know that was a redhead thing, so I need to tell her that because she won't watch this video. Anyway, but I thought, oh wow, that's so crazy how just different genetics. So like, I'm assuming that if I went to Colorado with Tammy, and she and I were to have a contest to see who would get wasted first, it would be her. No, it would be me. It would be me. It would take her like 4 times the amount of stuff. Not that I'd do that. I don't know if I'd do that. But anyway. Yeah, I would do that. I would have, not to the point of getting sick, but yeah. Anyway, so I just, you know, I just wanted to share with everybody. I know everybody's going through a tough time. I know that a lot of people, there's a lot of, you know, people not getting along because of different opinions of different things. Some are crazy valid opinions. In fact, I think all are crazy valid opinions, but I think we all need to respect each other's opinion. You know, I think that everybody has a good reason based on their history of why they feel a certain way about something. And, you know, even down to the vaccinations and all that other stuff. There's just a lot going on. And we all just need to really respect each other's opinions. Now, if you have a strong voice for something and you want to speak out, we have freedom of speech, and so that's great. I mean, it's such a blessing to have that. But if you're going to taunt an officer or you're going to cause people harm, don't do that. That doesn't make any sense. I saw a video of a woman running through a Walmart in Paris, and police were trying to catch her because she didn't have her vaccination card. And it was kind of like, look, if you don't have your vaccination card and they require it there, then, you know, order pickup or get someone else to pick up your stuff or go somewhere else. If that's the thing, don't make police officers waste their time and energy running through Walmart to catch you when they have other stuff that they should probably be doing, you know, and getting paid for that instead. But just craziness. Craziness. So, you know, freedom of speech, great. Protesting, great. Peacefully, and all that stuff, I think is amazing. That's how the world changes. That's how we make change, and so that's great. Speaking from your heart, especially if you have a really, really strong opinion of something, great. But if it's getting you really down, maybe don't watch the news so much, or take a break from it for a while or something, and do something fun for yourself. Do something different, something new, something cool. Have a date night with your spouse outside. Well, if it's not 100 degrees, outside with a glass of wine and some sausage and cheese, or I don't know, something. Do some fun things to try to keep yourself from being completely in this negative mindset, because it's very easy right now for us to all get into this really negative mindset. And I can get down to just feeling absolutely awful. I try to make the best of it. And so I was talking to a friend on text yesterday, and she was talking about, well, it could be worse. You could da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, it could always be worse. Everything is always, there's always a worst case scenario for any and everything. But I think that we need to try to keep our minds into a good mindset, especially if you have kids. And so do something fun and something silly. One thing that I thought was really cool is you can get like tattoos online, like temporary tattoos online, like literally an entire sleeve, stuff like that. And I thought what's really fun is if you have kids, and doing stuff like that with kids is fun, because it's not permanent, and as long as you're not an anti-tattoo person or something. But just different things. They also have like little ear cuffs. It's not a permanent thing. It's just something fun, and they, you can say you can only wear that at home, or you can only wear that when we go out, or something like that. But just, I remember our kids, when my kids were little, we had, when it would rain, they would watch either Apollo 13 or Star Wars. Usually those were the two choices that they picked. And they would have their Legos sitting out on the floor in the living room. And of course I would say, don't dump the container. And then, about 10, 15 minutes in, you'd hear the whole container dump. And then they'd be fighting over the wheels because we only had 3 sets. And, and then Justin was crying. He took my, whatever. Anyway, to the point that Justin actually sent me, I don't know where it is. I think I've shown it before, but the Lego flower, the big Lego flower set. So it's kind of cool. But it's just a memory the kids had. And so, do something fun with your kids, and try to keep some of this negative crap away from them. Let them experience life. Create a little bit of a bubble for them, and not completely, but I remember my husband and I, when we got married, he didn't know how to argue, because he had never seen his parents argue, because they never argued in front of him. And actually, I'm not sure they ever argued, because my father-in-law was really stubborn, and my mother-in-law was, she knew not to argue with him, because there was no way to. But what happened is that caused my husband to not be able to communicate his feelings, and not be able to argue in a healthy way. Every family, all couples have disagreements, and if your child is like, and just like freaks out and leaves the room for a healthy argument, that's okay. And make sure the argument's healthy, no no name calling, no whatever, but no major raisings of voices and stuff like that. But I feel like with our kids, we tried to argue in a way in front of them that was more healthy, so that they knew how to communicate. And if they had something that they wanted to say, or they had a point that they wanted to make, they could do it. I think I taught my son Bruce Landon way too well. He's my arguer. He's like, my way or the highway, buddy. But he's funny. Cool kid. Anyway, but I think that, so, don't put them in too much of a bubble. But right now, I would put my kids in a little bit of a bubble. I would make sure that they have some good energy around them, because there's too much negative stuff. And, do something fun. Give them a cute haircut or something. And, I don't know, make life, I wouldn't say hide necessarily the things from them, but I would say maybe give them big old breaks from all the information, because you don't want little ones having to deal with the stress of adult stuff. And so, like Dr. Phil says. But anyway, so I just thought it was kind of fun to show you my haircut and stuff. I'm looking at my betta fish. They sleep in the weirdest places. And then I have my button quail in that giant tank right there. And I've got, I think there's like 10 or 11 eggs that they've laid. And I was hoping one would go broody, because button quail are really hard to hatch. Not that I need any more button quail, but I really would like a few more colors. I only ended up with one lavender and one white, and the white is like in with baby chicks, because it's a failure to thrive, and so I don't think it will survive. And I'm like, man, the best ones, the cutest ones are the ones that it's just I cannot keep alive. I'm trying to teach Pee-wee the cockatiel how to do peekaboo. I put in he has his own playlist, so he tells me he wants to dance by going like this. So I know he wants to dance when he does that, so I'm supposed to play his playlist, which is Life is a Rock is the only one he'll dance to. And then there's another song I'm trying to get him used to that's kind of like it. And then I put in Wayward Son, Carry On Wayward Son on this morning. He seemed to like that one, so, but I mean, who doesn't? Hello. So anyway, but then I have to dance with him, because otherwise he won't dance. But he likes to, he doesn't dance. I mean, he does, but he doesn't. He does weird, he like goes around his cage, goes up things, slides down, and, like does this sort of thing, and then he spins his head and all kinds of fun. He just moves around a lot. And then he gets up to the top and he opens his wings really, really big and just holds them out. And probably because I do that. And so he copies Mommy. But he's so cute. One of these days I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to get him to come out of his cage and not freak out. He's not used to being out of his cage, and he feels very safe in there. His cage is much bigger. His cage is 4 times, if not more, bigger than what my dad had him in. So he's got a lot of space and a lot of toys and stuff like that. So he feels really good in there. And sometimes I want to bring him out, but I think he would, for one, he would bite me. So I have a glove. But I think he would be very nervous and hop right back in. So it's a goal, maybe. Right now, I just want to get him to do peekaboo. It'd be fun. Okay, so 24 minutes in, and I think I'm done. I think I'm going to sit for a bit and take a break, and then do some laundry. And that's my goal for today. So you guys have a great week. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And, do something fun. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.